Hi everyone, welcome back to another Best Practices video for first grade. I am Diana Simon and we are going to take a look at what one could expect to see and hear in a first grade mathematics classroom for this unit. Take a moment to enjoy these jokes and comics. It was hard for me to pick just one to share with you. Can you guess what unit it's time for? You guessed it, it is time to teach our students all about time. This will be the first time that our first graders have been introduced to the concept of time. So the learning goals for our unit on time are the following. Use an analog and digital clock to tell time to the nearest hour and half hour. Relate numbers on a clock to a circular number line. And make connections between half hours and hours. What should we see happening during this unit in our first grade classrooms? Below, we'll look at some clips from our new resource, STEMscopes. In the first Explore lesson, students determine the time by analyzing the location of the hour hand on an analog clock. For this Explore, students will be using clocks that have only an hour hand. When given a time to the hour or half hour, students place the hour hand where it would be located to show that time. Then they record the hour hand on their Explore page in their student journal. In the second Explore, students use geared clocks to show the time when given a fossil discovery sheet. After students have recorded their time on their geared clock, they draw in the hands of the clock in their student journals. In the final Explore lesson, students are given task cards with digital and analog clock representations. Students show that time on their gear clocks as well as record it in digital and analog form in their student journals. What does student learning sound like? The types of questions we ask help facilitate our students' discussions and allow them to reflect on their learning and the learning of others. Here are some examples of some questions that could be asked during this unit. Asking these types of questions also allow us the opportunity to informally assess our students' understanding of the concepts being taught. These questions and more like them can be found in the math chat sections of every Explore lesson found in STEMscopes. Explore lessons and classroom discussions allow for the use of content-rich vocabulary. Here is a list of some of the vocabulary we should hear our students using as they explain their thinking during this unit. This list can also be found on the parent letter in STEMscopes. How will our students demonstrate their knowledge? During this unit, we should be providing many opportunities for our students to demonstrate their understanding of the benchmarks. STEMscopes provides activities like journal entries, exit tickets, show what you know activities, and fluency games that allow students to demonstrate their understanding of the benchmarks. This also gives the teacher the opportunity to informally assess their students. As we visit classrooms, we may want to ask students questions to better gauge their understanding of the content. We're going to take a look at a few examples of some questions we could ask. One question we could ask is, what are all the ways to say the time 12:30? Here, we would hope that our students would be able to express the time as, well, 12:30, 12:30, and 30 minutes after 12. We could also ask them, what do you notice about the hour hand as the minute hand moves around the clock? Here, we would want students to be able to explain that the hour hand is moving slowly towards the next hour. And we could also ask, if it's 3:30, where would you draw the hour hand? This is an important concept for students to understand. We want them to make sure that they know at 3:30 we should have the hour hand halfway between the 3 and the 4. If students want to continue their learning at home, engaging activities can be found on the parent letter for each unit or scope in STEMscopes. The parent letter has a tic-tac-toe board full of engaging activities that can be easily done at home to reinforce the learning being done in the classroom. Here you see one example. In this activity, a clock is drawn on the sidewalk with chalk. Students use a short stick and a long stick that they can find in the yard for the hands of the clock. When given a time to the hour or the half hour, students place the hour hand stick and the minute hand stick in the right location to show the time. Okay, I couldn't resist one more time joke before we close out this time together. Through exploration and discussion, our students will spend quality time learning all about how to tell time. Thanks for joining me. We will see you next